Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. I hope you had a good Christmas. Today it is all about starting up the Queen of the Skies, the 747. The default 747 Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's been upgraded, it's been updated. I know it had the salty version updated it, but there have been several updates even after the salty version of the update, and it is even better than ever, better than the salty version. But today we're just going to have a look at the startup, a very simple, easy startup process for the 747 on this video, and then in another video we're going to do the flight planning and the complete flight. But today it's just about starting up these beautiful engines on the 747. So let's go. Hi everyone, and welcome to Jet in Airways, where a smile goes a long way. Now if you enjoyed the video today, feel free to give us a thumbs up, a like, or hit subscribe, or make a comment. And of course you're welcome to join our Discord, where we have regular meetups and group flights. Right, so let's jump inside and get started. As you can see, it is cold and dark. We're not going to do the flight planning or the FMC or anything today. It's just about starting up the engines. First thing you need to do is make sure you've got it configured properly for your views, but also all your controls as well. There's 4 throttles here for 4 engines. I've got mine set up so that I only use one lever on my throttle quadrant, and that takes up the 4 throttles all together in one swing. Make sure your air brakes are working, your flaps lever is all configured. Make sure you got everything configured correctly for the beautiful 747. And also, of course, your views. Make sure you've got your views assignments all good, ready to go. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go up to the top here, and I'm going to turn on the battery. And as you can see, we have ground power available here. So I'm going to switch on the ground power. Switch on the ground power, and we'll recover the engine there. Now if we got ground power going, of course, there's a lot of things we could do. We could configure our FMC or do anything we want to at the moment, just while you're running on the ground power. What I'm going to do over here is I'm going to turn on some lights. I'm going to turn on the interior emergency lighting. I'm going to put that onto auto and recover it. The other thing you need to do, of course, is to get your IRS lined up. So once you've got your APU started, get your IR switches round, okay, to navigation, your IRS, and then you would do your FMC, okay. Okay, so the next stage of it, the next phase of it really, if you've got other things you've done set up like your FMC and all that, is you can now start the APU. Once you're running on ground power, you get all your setups and everything done, and then you can go through and start your APU. So let's turn on our fuel pumps, which are down here. You don't need to turn on the middle fuel pumps, because by default there is no petrol, no fuel in the middle fuel pumps unless you're going for a hell of a long trip, and then you could probably make sure you've got fuel in there, and you can turn those on. If you turn those on when there's no fuel in them, you will get warning signals coming in. Okay, so we'll turn on the APU bleeders on. We can turn on the engine bleeds. Standby power, we can turn that on to auto. Okay, here's the APU switch. We're going to turn around to on. We're going to click it around to start, and it will flick back to on again. So the APU will start up. As soon as it starts up, we're waiting for these lights to come on here to say the APU is available, and then we'll switch them on to the bus. So we'll get our power here from the APU. So down here we can turn on our window heats and our wing anti-ice. We can switch that over to auto. And we're really just waiting now for our really now waiting for our, there we go. So the APU is available, so we can switch over the APU onto the bus. So we're getting all our power now from the APU. And when we do that, that will automatically disengage the ground power. These switches have gone back to available. So we're now running on the APU. So over here we've got our packs. We're not going to turn our packs on yet. And our generators over this side, we're not going to turn on those. Okay, so now that we have our APUs on running, we can get our pushback started. Typically at this time as well, I would go over through to my autopilot and I would configure all my autopilot here. Now you can turn on your flight directors now. Turn on your flight directors. Once you got your flight directors on, you can set up your climb out speed. My climb out speed is going to be 250, so I'm going to put that to 250. And then I'm going to cruise out at 10,000 feet initially. I'm on a 737, so I'm probably going to go up to 37,000 feet. Initially I'm going to climb to 10,000 feet. Now I can also set my rate of climb as well. My climb out, my climb out speed. I'm going to set that at 2,000. Where is it? 2,200. Okay. 2,200. I can turn that on. Now that won't come into play, of course, until I hit my autopilot. When I hit my autopilot, I will hit my speed auto throttle, my speed switch, and then this will come into play on my climb out once I hit autopilot, or when I turn the autopilot on. You can set all these up prior to takeoff, as long as you make sure you have your flight directors turned on. You can also turn on your LNAV as well, and that will be on. If you have a flight plan in your FMC with no discontinuities and all that, you can turn on your LNAV right now as well, and that will light up. I don't have any plan in the FMC because on this video we are just doing the startup. So typically that's what I would set up after my FMC. I would set up the autopilot, maybe get your auto brakes round to RTO, rejected takeoff. I'd set up my flaps, of course, get my flaps in the right position, which is down here. Typically my flaps might want to be set at 7.5 or something, so I'd bring my flaps down here around about the middle of that green area. Trim, sorry, it's not flaps, it's trim. And my flaps are over this side. I'd bring my flaps down to 10. And then I would get pushback. Okay, once you get pushback, you can then go ahead and do the startup of the actual engines. So we've got our fuel on, we've got our engine bleeds, everything on there, our APU bleed. Now this plane does come with auto start. I thought, alright, so let's just say our FMC is done. We've got pushback ready to start our engines. Like I said, this plane does come with auto start, so you actually can start all the engines at the same time. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull this little one out. You can't see it coming out much, but it does actually come out. If I come over to the side and have a look at that, you'll see that that little choke has actually come out. Okay, so you pull that out by clicking on it. And you'll see the numbers start coming up here. The compression, the air pressure, the oil pressure. Then come down here and add fuel to the engine. Bang, that's the engine starter switch. It basically adds fuel to the engine. And then you'll see that engine coming to life. Okay, so that was the engine 4. That will click back in soon, but we don't have to wait. We're going to start them all together. So pull out the choke on engine number 3. Come down here and add fuel on with the engine switch there. And you'll see engine 3 starting to come up here. The turbines starting to turn, starting to come into life. And then we come straight on up and do engine number 2. Come on down and add fuel to engine number 2. And you'll see them all coming to life here. Then go on up and pull out. It's like a choke really in a car. You pull out the choke. Engine number 1. Come down here and add fuel to the engine number 1 switch. And you'll see all the engines slowly coming to life here. So you give that a bit of time, they will all come to life nicely. And while it's doing that, you can go ahead and get clearance for pushback, clearance for departure, and all those kind of things while you're waiting for that to happen. And all these choke buttons will automatically pop back in. They will all go in automatically. Right, so you can switch all these around to auto. And all the generators on. Taxi lights on. And at this stage you can also turn on your packs. Your dampers up here are all on automatically, so that's all good. And that's it. You have all engines running, and you've got your clearance. You can just sort of pretty much taxi out towards the runway. Remember, I'm not doing anything to the FMC. We're just pretending that we've done that, and we've done all the clearances. If I remove the brakes now, sometimes you can feel the plane actually moving forward, even though the engines are on idle. It has a little bit of pressure to move forward. Just check your throttles are all engaging there. Move your throttle a little bit. You can see the plane moving forward there. So everything started and underway. And that's basically the engine all started up and ready to go. You're ready to taxi and get your flight underway. Okay, we'll talk soon on the next video, and we'll do the FMC. We'll do the easy way to put the flight planning into the 747, and we'll do a full flight. Cheers guys, have fun. But leave a like, leave a comment, or subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Have fun, and next video, like I said, we'll go take the Queen of the Skies up for a full flight. But I'll also show you an easy way to put a flight plan into the FMC. Cheers guys, over and out.